Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, indeed. Little Hump Day Wednesday for you. Wheeler and Lecter with you. What do we do on Wednesdays? We no longer have Taco Tuesdays. Teen Burger Thursdays still a thing. Wednesday is now...
Just Hump Day.
Just Hump Day?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if there's ever been anything else.
What
else do you do on a Wednesday?
I don't know.
Oh, trivia.
Well, yeah. That's never going to happen again. Well, I mean, it might if they have regulations where it's like, yeah, you can have 50 people in there. I mean, it'll be small.
Yeah.
Now I have to go extra early to get a table.
Shannon won't be happy.
Shannon will be on our team.
Ooh.
She will. I'm just saying. It makes sense.
It's been a long play.
It has.
To get Shannon on our trivia team.
Well, we haven't played trivia since when? February?
Yeah.
Because it was in the middle of the season. And even then we weren't going that often.
We were slacking.
Yeah. That's true. Well, we've narrowed down some of the picks for the drive-in movie. Not for the votes, but apparently Big Lebowski's been removed from the list.
Got the axe.
That's fine.
Yesterday afternoon.
We'll get into it a little bit later on.
That's not a bad call.
I want to talk. I want to talk at some point about scammers on Yellowknife classifieds.
Okay. Because
it's come up again. There was another post this morning that someone else was scamming. It was the same people. Now I can't remember their names. I can't find the post. So I don't want to get their names wrong and accidentally misname somebody.
No.
But it's the same people that are scamming. That's right. Give them their due. They need their street creds. You hear that? The guy mentioned me on Mornings at the Cabin. You want to buy a couch? We'll get into that too. The thrust of it is, though, stop sending people money before you have the item.
All right.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin, little Nora Jones sunrise as the sun peeks over the... Anyway, Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Wednesday morning here in Mornings at the Cabin. We got a drive-in movie coming up September the 20th and October the 4th. No, it's September the 18th. And October the 2nd, we'll have a doubleheader. You can select the movies. Have we put that post up yet?
Nope.
No.
I am working on it now.
We'll have a list of movies that you can pick from, and we'll do another drive-in movie. It was very successful the first time we did it. We had Jurassic Park, and everybody loved it.
Well, how can you not?
I mean, it's Jurassic Park.
Right?
Yes. So yesterday, we talked about the movies that were in the running, and now Jack and Vertical Limit were part of that list. No. I wanted to say, though, that Phoenix told me last night that to tell AJ that she would vote for Jack.
Oh, really?
And then I kicked her out of bed.
Ah.
Yeah. I was like, get out of here.
That's fair.
Get out.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the other room and think about what you just said.
Yeah.
It's a garbage movie.
Did you think about it?
No. She didn't leave the bed at all.
No.
If anything, I would have left.
No.
Yeah.
Well.
There it is. But yeah, I've what we've axed from the list is Big Lebowski. It has been axed from the list.
Yeah.
AJ, unaware. It was a hard R on Big Lebowski. Not a lot of violence, but plenty of sex and drugs and swearing.
And, it's a great movie.
It is a great
Big Lebowski.
Absolutely.
Grand scheme of things, not really a great drive-in movie.
Not really. No, it's not a great drive-in. Drive-in movies are meant to be like an
action movie.
A movie we want to see on the big screen. Now, I don't mind seeing the Big Lebowski on the big screen, but that's perfectly fine for a home view.
Yeah.
Also, something that has nudity on it, is going to be projected onto a screen that can be seen from the road as people drive by. If it has nudity in it, then kind of eliminates it.
Yeah, questionable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it wasn't facing the road, put whatever you want up there. Anything.
Can't drive down that road.
Can't drive down that road.
A lot of nudity
on that road. It's bumpy. So we're going to be doing that on the 18th and the 2nd. We'll put up those posts a little later on so you guys can pick out the movie that you want to see. We added a couple yesterday, too. We added Back to the Future, Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Great additions.
Yeah, great additions.
Those make sense.
We went to the site, and the site actually has a lot of pretty good movies.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is on there as well. I wouldn't mind seeing that on the big screen again.
Yeah.
There's a few there that we can select.
Yeah. No Marvel movies. That was another rule.
Stop it.
No Goonies.
People enjoy the Marvel movies. Let people enjoy things.
No.
Okay. Well, that's usually my bag, but you can have it. Jason Melanson, friend of the show, asked for the link to the site, and I decided not to send it to him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I don't want him throwing a bunch of movies at me.
Yeah. He's already assistant music programmer.
Exactly. He's sending us requests all the time. Do you guys have this song? No, we'll add it. Thanks. I mean, there's probably 100 songs on here that we didn't have that Melanson's been like, you should play this.
Just added one yesterday.
Kind of a dork for music.
Well,
Like really, really good music.
that's what makes him top fan.
There you go. That's exactly right. Also, in Inuvik, there is an upcoming drive-in movie, and you can find the story at cabinradio.ca. It's to raise money for the families affected by the Wolverine Road fire. And they announced it yesterday that the screening will take place on September the 12th at the Fall Fair. Gates open at 10 p.m. Movie starts at 11 p.m. They got to start way later. Like, we can start a movie now, probably around 8 o'clock. But Inuvik, you got to start it at 10, which is when we started it in May, is around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? When it gets dark enough.
Yeah.
Because Inuvik's still got plenty of light.
It's got to get cold enough, too.
There you go. So
Like a
restaurant...
nice crisp picture.
That's right. Residents are encouraged. I was about to say restaurants are encouraged. Residents are encouraged to vote for one of the 3 movies to be shown: Men in Black, Jurassic Park, and Hook. They're making it very, very simple. We did the same thing the first time we did it. What did we do? Jurassic Park,
Hook,
and Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So they've taken 2 of our movies.
Yeah.
Just stealing our idea.
Yeah.
I mean, stealing my idea.
Imagine
and
how that
AJ's
guy-
work.
Imagine how that guy who accused us of stealing his idea feels.
Who was that guy?
Some guy.
Some dude.
Yeah.
Good selections, though. Men in Black, Jurassic Park, Hook. I think we should put Men in Black on our list as well.
Okay.
Because Men in Black is fantastic movie.
It is. Yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Endlessly rewatchable.
Great drive-in movie.
Great drive-in movie.
Yep.
So registration for that drive-in will be open at noon on Friday and close at noon the following Thursday, September 10th. Yeah, and please note, they say, that registration does not guarantee you a spot. If more than 50 persons register, a lottery system will be implemented to select our movie attendees. Obviously, they have to abide by the same rules we do. The town will confirm registration with residents by phone or email on September 10th. That's a great phone call. That's a great phone call. Hello? Yes, this is the town of Inuvik. Yes? Are my taxes in arrear? No. You want a spot to see Men in Black. All right. Well, I'll see you guys then. Physical distancing rules and other pandemic-related measures will be in place, obviously. So it's a great event. And I mean, this is again, we talk about this. This has been popping up all over the country, all over North America, people doing drive-in movies. And it's easy enough to have a projection screen in your backyard now. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is more fun.
This is way more fun.
Yeah.
Way more fun. Sit in your car, watch a movie on the big screen. But great cause as well to raise money for the fires that took out several buildings on Wolverine Road last Saturday and affected families there. So nice to raise some money for them.
Yeah, awesome gesture.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, I like how they're keeping things simple. We, on the other hand, decided to go the other way and complicate things a little more.
Yeah, just we have 58 movies to choose from. Whatever gets the most votes.
You know what? We got the technical stuff figured out last time.
Did we?
We figured out the sound,
That's
figured
right.
out the video.
Yep.
We got all that ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
We needed a challenge.
Yeah.
So
What was the challenge?
adding more movie options.
We're adding more movie options and adding more screenings. We have 3
Yeah, that's
separate
right.
screenings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Now
So,
you add kids to the mix.
Now we got
kids
kids
movie.
to the mix.
Ah,
Oh my God.
it's going to be chaos.
I mean, I'm really glad we didn't put like Moana or Frozen in that mix because they would have won and we would have been watching Moana and Frozen.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Just hanging, chilling, a little bit of illin'. I want to talk to you guys about Yellowknife Classifieds and any of the for sale groups here in Yellowknife. A great resource for people who are looking to purchase some things or looking to sell some things, right? It's right there, like kind of it's Salvagers United, but for money, basically. Salvagers Unite, obviously, for people who want to just get rid of stuff and are like, hey, listen, if you want to take it, great. If not, whatever. But even that group has its issues, like stop coming into my yard and taking stuff that wasn't for sale.
And if you want to make money off those things that you took.
Yeah. Get on
that
Yellowknife
is
Classifieds.
Strictly prohibited.
No, it's really not. It's it apparently has been happening. But I wanted to talk about like the scammers. Like, 'cause there's always going to be scammers on online groups. Like Craigslist was famous for that. Like,
Always. Can we get rid of them, Jesse?
I mean, we could put them in a cannon and shoot them into the lake.
Oh.
I mean,
Is that an option?
I'm all for cannon punishment.
Yeah. I mean, it's not lethal,
Well, absolutely.
but it's humiliating and it's spectacular.
Yeah, that's right. And if you do anything wrong, you should leave town in the territory.
Via cannon.
That's via cannon. So Yellowknife Classifieds. I woke up to a post this morning, which it looks like it's since been deleted because the notification I have on it that people were liking my comment or the comments otherwise I can no longer find.
You lost your likes.
I guess so. Which is fine.
Dopamine crash.
Yeah, no doubt. I am falling asleep. But the post it concerned two pretty well-known scammers. Again, won't mention their names because I'll probably get them wrong.
Yeah. Beloved scammers.
What's that?
If anything.
Yeah, that's right. More scamming.
Celebrated scammers.
Exactly. Celebrated scammers. Absolutely. They've been posted about several times that I've seen. And this post, again, was like, buyers beware. These two are well-known. Like, the person was like, these two are well-known. Again, just like another warning for people because they had received some messages saying or seen some messages saying, like, this happened to me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to get my money back.
Right.
And that's all terrible. That's all really terrible. We obviously don't encourage any of that. But one of the posts was like, I wanted to buy a bed, and I knew that this person had done this before. They were very insistent that I send my money. And they mentioned twice in the post that they had done this before, these people that they were dealing with. And then like they made me feel very pressured to send my money. So I sent my money and then they stood me up and now I'm out my money and the bed I was trying to buy. And now I feel bad for that person. I do.
Yeah.
In that post though, said they have done this before. I don't know if it was to them, but they knew that these people had a reputation for doing this. So,
but did they know that at the time?
I guess maybe not.
Maybe
Maybe
they said they have.
They have done.
Now they know that
now
they have done
maybe
this
now
before.
they know, and maybe you're right.
This
right?
was my personal experience,
exactly. And nobody wants to see anybody ripped off,
right?
And it's just that it's become now very apparent that you cannot send people money before you have the item in your hands.
Yeah,
and that's kind of that's been the advice for anybody. Anytime anybody posts this, someone comes on and said, don't send them money. Well, and the person will inevitably come back. Well, they were really insistent they wouldn't do the deal without it. Then it's like, then move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
There's always like a bed or a TV or whatever. There's like, if you wait 15 minutes, someone's going to post a bed or a TV. And I understand that people are trying to get a good deal. There's people that don't have a lot of money. They're trying to get a good deal on a bed. And this is what these people prey on, right? These scammers prey on this stuff.
Yeah.
Either they're taking things from other places and trying to sell them, or they're saying that they're selling them, and then they're very insistent that they get the money before they even drop it off. And I can understand, like, even some legitimate sellers are like, well, I'd like to have some money before I, trench this thing all the way across town and then have you not take it.
Right.
Like, I get that.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's what they're kind of playing on as well. They're playing on the vulnerable, they're playing on the gullible, and they're playing on people who are, insistent on that they take the money.
Well, and they're playing on the fact that there's not really a lot that one can do to, if someone decides that they're going to scam someone, there's not a whole lot you can
apparently
do
not
to
because
stop it.
These people have been posted about half a dozen times.
Yeah.
Like this year.
Mm-hmm.
Why hasn't anything been done? Like, they've obviously been stealing people's money. Like, I guess I don't know if I'm pretty sure there's a law against stealing. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there's a law against
gray
stealing.
Area,
it's a real gray area. But I mean, is this interaction a gray area? It's like,
right.
Well, you came into an agreement, you decided to send the money before you had the item. Like, is it one of those things where it's just like you kind of did that to yourself?
Well, yeah, I don't really know if there's really a legal reproach from that standpoint, because it's a transaction between, or a supposed transaction between two individuals. No one's running a business that has any sort of licensing or protection around that. So I don't know if you can really prove that it's quote unquote stealing unless someone walks into your storefront and takes something and leave. So it's tough.
And I mean, I don't know if they can track them either. Like, I mean, they're using their phones, they're using Facebook. I imagine if they invested some time and money, they'd be able to track them. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what can be done. Now, we did just receive a message. I just want to read this message here.
Okay.
From a friend of the show, Dustin.
Okay.
And he says, pretty simple. If they ask for money up front, you send the e-transfer, but don't give them the password until they have the product. But here's the thing. Some people are set up for direct deposit without passwords, right? Some people are set up for...
I assume you can change that in your...
But I don't know if you
online
can...
banking settings.
I suppose you could, yeah. I mean, I imagine you could. I mean, that's a good point. Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
Here's the money. I'll give you the password once I have the thing. But again, that runs into the whole thing. Well, I don't want to trudge this bed across town. If I get there and you look at the bed and go, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
That's a pain too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess the advice is just to be obviously buyer beware.
Yep.
But also, like, if they're very insistent that you send that money and like you feel uncomfortable or rushed, don't send the money.
Yeah.
Don't ever send. I mean, I just wouldn't. I'm in a different position. But I mean, if I was buying something off someone online and they were like, "No, you send the money before I come out there," I'd be like, "No."
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting it. Okay.
Now I avoid Yellowknife classifieds.
Yeah.
Like the plague.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I can't.
No, fair enough.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I wonder, like, it's kind of a community, right? There are people who regularly, I would think,
Absolutely.
put items up for sale and are seeking out certain items. I don't know if there's any way to implement some kind of like tracking thing where you can kind of, if you see someone selling something, putting an item up for sale, you could like then click on their profile and see like kind of a history of them having good transaction.
Well, I mean, that's
karma.
Like, that's what eBay is.
Yeah,
right? eBay or basically eBay.
Yeah,
right.
I guess there's no
ratings on interactions. Like
right.
You could go into someone's history and be like, "Oh, this person's a 5-star buyer seller.
Right.
They haven't welched on anything. They've never had a complaint. So you can I feel good about buying from this person."
Yeah.
And I mean, that's essentially what you do. And then, but like for someone to have to do that on Facebook, that takes a ton of work.
Yeah.
Right. So
right.
I don't think there's a program that you could do that on Yellowknife Classifieds.
Plus, there's like 10 different Yellowknife classifieds.
Exactly.
Right? So
yeah, that's exactly right. There's so many pages where these people can kind of lurk and try to take money from people. So it's just it's another one of those things where it's like buyer beware. But the comment I posted was just do not send money or stop sending money before you have the item in your hand.
Yeah,
stop it.
Like but that was deleted, so that comment
apparently, I don't know. Maybe the post was deleted, but I mean that's the easiest way to not get scammed is to not send the money before you have the item in your hands.
I like Dustin's solution though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the password too.
Yeah,
that's a good one
that
too.
That could work all right.
Yeah, and like if you send out that money with a password, and the person's like, "Oh well, I'll need the password." It's like, yeah, when you bring the item to me, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
or I come and pick it up, then there it is.
And everything should work smoothly, right?
Everything should, but there's people out there who are garbage. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, they're gonna take your money and they're gonna run with it to do whatever they need to do.
So disappointing.
It is a little bit. It is.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
Wheeler and Lecter and Ollie with you on your Wednesday morning. Talk a little food recall. Ollie, you posted the story yesterday at around 5:46 p.m. according to our website, which is just before the end of the day. Loblaw, the owner of President's Choice, is recalling some boxes of PC brand gluten-free chicken because they're not gluten-free, or at least a few of them have been touched by gluten or have... What's going on?
Yeah, they've just been lightly brushed with a gluten stick. No, I don't know. It only applies to, there's a specific expiry date and barcode number. It's all on our website if you want to go check it out. Obviously, we've got a couple of independent stores in Yellowknife that sell this kind of stuff. So, yeah, apparently there's some sort of gluten contamination going on, and don't eat them if you need your chicken to be gluten-free.
There you go. It's as simple as that. Just check the 600-gram boxes with barcode 060.
You probably don't need to read that out loud.
204 and a best before date.
I find it very unlikely that people are currently standing next to the stream, listening to you talk,
you never know.
Frantically following along
Jesse,
with
what was
one
that fourth
finger.
number?
We have celiac listeners. So if you're celiac, I mean, this is obviously pretty
but
serious.
I'm going to go ahead and say they'll look on the website rather than necessarily like, Jesse, I need you to say the numbers now.
Can you repeat it one more time?
060-383-204-884. There you go.
Now, I'm relatively sure that's also a British phone number.
Probably is. Yeah. Exactly. Country
Those
code
spaces
0.
might be crucial too.
That's right. No, we're fine. I think
Zero
we'll
space. 60383 space 20488 space 4.
Space 4, yeah.
Can you tell that we may be running low on material?
Easy.
No,
we're not. No, I this was leading into something else. I mean, if you are celiac, this is obviously a very serious announcement. If you're gluten adjacent, I guess this is also pretty serious. If you're just one of those people that's like, I'm gluten free, but you're not actually, then who cares?
Is that what we call it now? Gluten adjacent?
I think so.
Like you're not going to die.
Gluten adjacent. I'm not going to die, but I'd rather not have gluten.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are people.
I'd rather not feel like garbage.
There are people who are celiac. That's a serious disorder. And then there are people who are gluten sensitive, right?
Intolerant.
Perhaps. Well, they're sensitive to it. And then there are people who are like, I prefer to be gluten free because gluten's bad for you. And it's like, it's not if your body processes it properly. Anyway, this is on top of the red onion recall that happened a couple of weeks ago that also affected Yellowknife. I thought we did a story on it, but maybe we didn't. But it's kind of rare sometimes that, like, especially us doing a story on a nationwide recall, because we do have 2 independent grocers that sell President's Choice products. So chances are there might be a box of this stuff in Yellowknife. So it's good that we are on top of it.
Red Onion Recall. That had a really nice ring to it.
Red Onion Recall. It's the name of my new band. Yeah, it's an emo band. We say hey a lot.
Call ourselves Roar for short.
That's right. Roar. Yeah. Are you a Roarhead?
It's the next installment in the Red Dead Redemption franchise. So,
Red Onion Recall.
Yeah. Now it's one guy who just has to go around North America getting back all the red onions that might kill people before they get eaten.
Out for blood.
Well, not blood, but out for teary-eyed onion.
Oh man, it's an eye waterer of a game.
Super exciting. Ride the dusty plains collecting red onions.
So many layers.
Real tearjerker. Yeah.
But what I kind of wanted to talk about in regards to those 2 things, that recall and the red onion recall, Bush Order Provisions, free mensch for them, put up a post yesterday, I think, and basically a picture of like some of the produce that's in Yellowknife. I'm not sure which store it was, whatever. And they say this is why we need. There's a need for agriculture in Yellowknife. This was the site at the grocery store today. Low stock of low quality, trucked in produce, right? And it's all just kind of laying there, and it's a terrible picture of what looks like pretty ish
big old pile of produce.
Big pile of produce, and a lot of that stuff gets thrown out, as we know. So their big push is to have as much agriculture grown here as possible. We see a Nuvik doing it. We're doing it pretty well as well with community gardens and things like that. But we don't really have. We don't really have a set-aside space that the city kind of invests in for that kind of thing.
Right.
So having our own food and being able to produce local food is incredibly important at times like this when there are recalls affecting nationwide products and affecting like something like onions, which are used pretty commonly in cooking. I don't know about you guys, but I like to put onions in things.
Yeah.
Have been known.
Have been known. And if they're trucked in from wherever, because, we get our produce literally from around the world. Like, if you look at avocados, sometimes they come from California, and sometimes they come from Ecuador. So, we're getting these things from a long, long way away, and a lot of things can happen in the interim between that place and this place.
I would love a good hardy northern avocado.
I would love that. They take like 2 years to grow, though.
Oh, do they really?
Avocados are kind of a pain in the ass. But, hey, I love them on my toast.
And they're costing you a mortgage.
Pretty much. That's why I can't afford a house. I'm a millennial who likes avocado toast.
I rolled the dice this weekend. I was like, I know I'm trying to, save to buy a house, but let's just do it. You only live once. Let's have some avocado toast.
Absolutely. And I love when I buy like a sack of them, and then like you eat like the first 3, and then you forget about the last 2, and they just sit there, and you come up to them, and it feels like they've just turned into a sponge.
Yeah.
Oh, great. This is great. But the push towards more local food is happening. Bush Order Provisions being one of these companies that's pushing towards that. Yeah, and in times like this, it becomes even more important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I've always been a proponent. I have no ideas as to how to do this stuff.
I don't know where to start.
I've always been a proponent of being like, can we just not have some sort of vertical farming spot in Yellowknife?
The idea, guys, strikes again.
Well, we use LED light and a minimal amount of water in order to, facilitate the growth of, things like lettuce, things that we use a lot. Yes. Lettuce, onions, potatoes, things like that. And again, people in community gardens doing very, very well. We have a farmer's market, very nice. But to have access to more of these things from more people would alleviate some of these recall issues.
Well, I think we all know the solution. AJ? Where's our garden?
Yeah, AJ, build a garden that the entirety of Yellowknife can feed from. Ugh, this
Goodness
guy.
Sake.
Right? Jeez. What's he doing over there anyway? Ollie, your garden is done pretty well this summer. How do you feel about how do you feel about picking your own stuff and eating it yourself? It's nice. It's a nice feeling, right? Yes. That's the whole like the people get addicted to this stuff because the feeling of growing your own food and eating your own food.
Yeah, well, there's somebody else who should be in that chat. Sarah, get in. Sarah. Because I'd like some tomatoes a part of that. But that question really, though. Which is cool. It's
your first step towards that.
But the majority of that garden haul is not really at my hand. It is over here. So.
Yeah. Hi, we're talking about growing your own food.
I heard.
Yeah, okay.
I heard avocados, actually, which I am not growing. I tried that many times in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And they take like 2 years to grow, yeah?
I don't know. They just kept getting taller and taller, and they only ever had like 2 leaves.
Yeah.
And then like if it started to grow a 3rd leaf, like the first leaf would fall off, and it just kind of had this weird stair-step thing. So suddenly they were like 3 feet tall and had 2 leaves on the top, and nothing else was happening.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough, but I mean, you had a pretty successful garden this year. Like, I mean, we were just talking about the feeling of being able to grow our own food. Local food is very important, but I mean, there's something to the feeling of growing your own stuff and then eating it.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have anything super exciting to say on this topic.
You're the only one of us here who does this.
I just like doing it. I don't know. It is.
But when you grab those massive zucchinis that I'd rather die than eat, and you carry them into the house, that's when we got the zucchini. Like, there's muffins, there's all sorts of stuff. You've actually found ways to make zucchinis edible.
Yeah.
And I applaud that.
Put them in chocolate cake.
Didn't think it could be done. But then we've got all like the beans and everything, the peas. There's like 8-9 different types of veggies.
Yeah.
Right? At least coming out of there. And Penny's having fun too, because there's potatoes, which she continues to eat all summer long.
We
Absolutely.
thought we dug them all up, but she keeps finding more.
She's a very industrious little dog when you put her to work.
And for a lot of people in Yellowknife, and probably a lot of our listeners, gardening is not something new. It's something they've been doing for a very long time. We took our stab at it and got some nice herbs out of it, but like we didn't grow any potatoes or anything like that. We planted a tomato plant and it yielded 3 very small beefsteak tomatoes. Hey, pretty good stuff. Nice little snack. But I mean, the push towards more people doing exactly what Sarah's doing or what you're doing and growing their own stuff is massive. And but like it's going to take something like the town or the territory to invest heavily in creating our own food sources.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like the level to which Sarah, for example, the amount of food that you've got this summer, you've probably made yourself, like 10, 15 meals that were predominantly, or you could do 10, 15 meals or so that were predominantly
like potatoes. I could eat a lot of protein.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you can divide a potato amongst 6 people in the sawtooth.
Well, yeah, we know that. Yeah, Cabin Radio has experimented.
For a year.
Has experimented very carefully with how exactly one can feed 6 people on one potato. But that's either you look at like the basil that you've harvested as well. That like you're talking about making pesto over a year or whatever, like freezing it. There's actually there's a lot.
Is pretty full. It's like, it's mostly kale.
Yeah, there's a ton of kale. I mean, I don't even really like kale. Does anyone like kale? Because there's kale everywhere.
I don't mind kale
chips.
In
a lot of things
I don't mind kale chips or putting them in like a smoothie.
Lasagna.
Yeah. You know what it used to be? You ever go to a Pizza Hut buffet back in the day? You know, all the greenery that was surrounding all the salad balls and pizza? That was kale.
Yeah.
And now it's a superfood.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page. Go there now. We've got the list of movies up. We tried to create a poll. Here's the thing about creating a Facebook poll. Apparently, you can only put up 2 options.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Facebook believes in democracy, and in democracy, you only have 2 options.
That's right.
Just like in Canada, we have a lot of parties, but it's going to boil down to liberals or conservatives. NDP is still like over here like, what about us, guys? What about us?
No. There was no third option in Star Wars. Therefore,
that's right.
There's no third option.
It was the rebels or the Empire.
Yeah.
There's no third option.
No.
Ewoks were like over there like, hey, what about us? And then they joined the rebels.
Yeah, that's true.
You know that
they
Ewoks
had to pick a side.
Did you know that Ewoks have to have 3 pups every time they get pregnant?
3 pups.
3 pups. 3 Ewok pups.
That's a rule.
It's just part of the oral history of Star Wars.
Ah, gotcha. I did not know that. I also didn't know that Ewok babies were called pups, but that makes sense.
Well, I mean, I think they're called pups.
Yeah.
Right?
They look like
dogs.
Weird dogs. Yeah.
Weird dogs. They do look like weird dogs. Speaking of weird dogs, hey, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
So the list of movies is up. You can go to Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page and select which movie you'd like in the comments section. We're not taking any suggestions. Just so you know, don't be like, well, what about this? We've already eliminated Goonies. Everybody got a veto. All right.
Yeah.
Lecter eliminated Goonies. I eliminated Jack and Vertical Limit. I used a double veto. Big Lebowski got axed because it is a rated R movie. Mm-hmm. Can't be showing that stuff. No. So go there now. Check out the list. So we've actually added a couple things from yesterday. So for the it's weird saying adult movie because the other one's a kid's movie. So it's like the movie that's not necessarily just for kids, right?
Yes.
September 18th, October 2nd, we're going to play 2. Mm-hmm. Back to the Future, Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one. Mm-hmm. Back to the Future, the first one as well. I would take number 2 as well.
The second one's great.
Second one's great.
Yeah.
I'm actually also a fan of the third one. I'm a fan of the entire trilogy. Mighty Ducks, Hook, Groundhog Day, Jaws, Armageddon, or Men in Black. We added Men in Black this morning because Anuvik has it on their list.
That was a good idea.
It's a great idea. Yeah. Men in Black's a great movie.
Late game edition.
That's right.
Why not?
And for the kids' movie, October 2nd, the first half of the doubleheader will be a kids' movie. Angels in the Outfield.
Yep.
Land Before Time. The Incredibles. Toy Story. Up. and Ratatouille. I love Ratatouille.
Penny, you're not being a good radio station dog.
Her hackles are raised and her ears are pinned back.
She's barking and huffing at something.
With a snuffle and a start is Miss Penny. So yeah, go there now. Select which movies you like. We've already got a few comments there. People, Hook, Back to the Future, and Ratatouille are kind of Back to the Future seems to be leading right now.
It's
Back to the Future, Back to the Future, Back to the Future, Back to the Future, Back to the Future. There's 5 votes for Back to the Future already.
It's a bit of a pileup out of the gate.
It is a little bit, but I mean,
and kind of expected.
You are selecting 2, right? We're asking people to select 2: a kids movie and an adult feature, which again sounds weird.
Well, and so I tried to make this as clear as possible because it is a bit confusing. But you want to choose 2 of the main feature, the non-kids ones.
Okay, that's right.
Because we are showing one September 18th and then also one October 2nd after a kids movie.
Okay, so a couple people got that. K-Mac got it. Back to the Future, Jaws, and Toy Story. Perfect. Candace got that as well. Armageddon, Men in Black, and Up. Mm-hmm. Other people, you can, if you're listening, you can select another movie if you've only selected 2. I mean, honestly, you could select another kids movie and we could play it if it won. Like if Angels in the Outfield just came out as like the top vote getter. Yeah, we'll play it.
Absolutely.
Laura says Back to the Future, Men in Black, and Toy Story. There you go. People are all over Back to the Future.
Oh, I just realized there's a way that this could, fall into the Canadian political system.
Oh, God, what?
Where you could have, like, certain votes that are just taking away
a minority choice?
Votes? Yeah. Interesting.
That's no way to lead a country.
I do appreciate that no one has offered suggestions because if you think that is helpful,
it is not.
Just listen to yesterday morning's podcast.
Absolutely, where we tell you that there are only a certain amount of movies that we're allowed to play based on licensing. Once again, we have to ask permission to show these things.
Yes.
We can't just show them. We're trying to maintain a good relationship with this company that we're borrowing movies from.
That's right.
So we reached out to them and we said, hey, listen, can we play some of these movies? And they said, well, there's a fee. And they're like, okay, we'll pay the fee because that's what you do.
But we're not happy about it.
You pay you don't have to be happy about it, but you pay the fee to the people that are, own the property.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You don't just do it to be nice. You do it because that's what you do.
That's right.
You use people's property. You pay for it.
Yeah.
We're not some multinational corporation. We're not a multi-billion-dollar corporation. But we'll pay those fees.
Yeah. You want licensing, pal? You got to pay for it.
That's right. It's not just free. Again, go to the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page, select that movie, and we will decide the winner probably on the Monday before the movie, right? Registration opens on the Monday.
Yes.
So maybe select it. So you got a couple weeks.
Yeah.
We'll keep talking about it.
We'll let it stew.
See
what comes out of it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to do it for Mornings at the Cabin again this morning. Wednesday, another day done. Heading into the long weekend soon. A couple of days left. But we're looking forward to it. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.